I don't recommend that you send a cease and desist letter when someone copies your brand, at least not right away. That move alone actually weakens your position if you're not prepared to back it up. And as a trademark attorney who's seen and handled enough copycat issues, there are other steps that you can take first. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what they are if someone tries to copy your brand name or offer name. Don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Your instinct might be to blast them on social media or Google how to send a cease and desist, or maybe you just shut your laptop and walk away. But the first thing that you want to do is to document everything. Make sure you screenshot their website, the social post, the sales page, wherever they're using your name or content, and save the URLs, save dates, save receipts. And even if you haven't filed a trademark application yet, this proof can help you take next steps, especially if things escalate. So I had a client whose trademark application was initially rejected because someone else had filed before her and it was something similar. But because we had solid documentation showing she was using the name first in her business, we were able to negotiate with the other side. And that proof of prior use gave us leverage that we needed to get an agreement that allowed our application to go through. But without that documentation, we would have had no case. Now, if you're in this situation right now, or you just want to be ready if it ever happens, I create a trademark workshop where I'm covering when it's time to protect your brand name, what happens if you don't protect your brand early enough and someone files first, the costs of not protecting your brand, and step-by-step instructions for sending a DMCA takedown notice and more. The link is below in the description. Now let's move on to step 2. You're going to need to figure out what you're dealing with. Once you've documented everything, you need to understand what's really going on. Have they filed a trademark application? And you can search on the USPTO website and see if their name or something close is officially registered or pending. But a quick search isn't enough though. And in the workshop that I'm putting on, I reveal exactly what I look for when I'm analyzing search results for clients. And this includes sound alikes and industry overlaps. It's not just about finding the name, but understanding what the results actually mean for your legal position. And then you're also going to want to ask, is it a copy or is it just close? So the law isn't about feelings. It's about whether customers would be confused. So even if it feels like they stole your idea, it might not qualify as trademark infringement. And that's why it's really helpful to have attorneys' eyes on it. When it comes to addressing copycats, timing and strategy go hand in hand. The longer you wait, the less options you might have. So a quick response might involve a platform takedown or just sending them a direct message. A more complex situation may include a consent agreement or formal legal actions. And in the workshop that I'm putting on, I break down the different approaches you can take depending on what your situation is. But whatever you do, don't send a cease and desist unless you're really ready to escalate. And here's why. A cease and desist letter isn't just a strongly worded letter. It is a legal threat that says, stop or I'll sue you. And if they ignore it or counter threaten, you'll need to either go through with expensive litigation or back down. And backing down after threatening legal action can weaken your position and signal to those copycats that your brand protection isn't serious. And also, don't assume that you're automatically protected just because you use the name first. The law does factor in first use. It actually is really important, but only if you have that documentation and the funds to fight it. Now, if your brand name is something that you care about, and if it's tied to your brand identity, your offers, or how people recognize you, you can't afford to ignore this stuff. In the next video, I'm sharing 7 trademark mistakes that you're making that lead to expensive rebrands, lost brand names, and legal disputes.